Why y'all begging for reparations again? 1492, Indian. 1832, Negro. 1865, Black. 1900s, Negro. 1950s, Colored. 1970, Afro-American. 1980, Black. 1988, African American. A reclassification, a legal move serving two agendas. One, by changing the identity of the original people to legal fictions on paper, they no longer exist as people. If there are no people attached to the land, it's considered abandoned. So we abandon ship when we keep calling ourselves all of these other names than what we are. 2. Possession is 910 of the law. Abandoned land can be utilized and controlled freely by the people who found it. The main reason the original inhabitants are miseducated with the help of religion, the media, legal, and the education system to keep the land in a state of abandonment. America is the land of opportunities for everyone but the true inheritors, as long as they continue wearing the legal fictions given to them by those covering their inheritance. We are supposed to inherit this. But instead, they're going to use you guys to kill each other and to hit on y'all women and to not procreate, to not have no children because now it costs to live. We let these people on our land and now we gotta pay to live. When do we have to pay to live? When we taught them how to wash their ass. When do we start having to pay to live? On our own shit.
A small town in Virginia been making headlines after reports that 6 people who all connected to one another in some way, shape, or form had lost their life around the same area.
Look at that. All indigenous men. They believe that if you attack the man first, if you make him a homosexual, if you make him a bitch, or if you kill him or put him in jail, if you get the nigga first, then it'll be easier for them to come in and snatch up these women and children. And you see this all men, indigenous men, beautiful men, melanated beings, humans. And they hate the shit out of us because they cannot be us and they never will. So instead, they're going to make us suffer. And I'm tired of it. This is why the women ran shit, because we're not going for this. You killing our sons? Oh no, we're not going for this. This is why in the Bible, it say we want y'all bitches in the back and we want y'all mouths shut. Your God said this. That's why I said you will not oppress me with your fucking book. Because they know women are not going for that shit. We were here first. And because we wanted a companion, we created the man. The man came from us. And this shit hurt. When I seen this shit when I woke up, this shit hurt me. I walked in the fucking rain. Because this shit is in Virginia. And these niggas in DC are fucking faggots. They don't care about shit like this. They just care about wearing faggot ass designer clothes made by faggot ass designers. That's why your jeans little, you bitch ass niggas. That's why your shirts little, you bitch ass niggas. That's why you bitch ass niggas out here wearing purses. You taking yourself through your fucking curses, you bitch ass niggas. Let me let this video play because I'm about to go off.
I was able to obtain at least that information from the outstanding platform Crime Insider, reopened the case by Carlton Craig. So I wanted to use my investigation skills to possibly find the missing puzzle. And fam, we might have the answer. After I heard this video and did my homework, after this one clip,
The disappearance and murder of Sion Carroll. Sion Carroll was due for a fresh start during the fall of 2022. The 17-year-old had recently moved to Kenbridge, Virginia, to live with his grandparents. Sion is originally from Richmond, but his mother opted to relocate him to Kenbridge in hopes that he could escape from the violent neighborhoods in his hometown. This arrangement appears to be going well for Sion at first. He got a job at a local Popeyes, which he enjoyed, and he also was enrolled as a senior at a local high school. Due to all of this, Sion's family members were both shocked and baffled when he vanished on the evening of November 2nd, 2022. According to reports, Sion left his grandparents' home around 10 p.m. on November 2nd and never returned. His grandmother reported him missing the following day. Police reportedly treated Sion's case as a runaway, despite the fact that he did not take his medications or other personal items with him when he left the house. Sion's family members immediately knew his disappearance was out of character, and they never believed he left on his own accord. Frustrated with the local police lack of effort, Sion's loved ones decided to take matters into their own hands. They used a location-based app to track the last known location of Sion's cell phone. Their results indicated that Sion's phone pinged at a local sex offender's house before it either died or was shut off. Police reportedly did not question said offender until after Sion's family brought this information to their attention. Even then, the police stated that they did not have enough evidence to search the residence. On November 12, 2022, Sion's family was notified that his body has been found in a shallow grave in a wooded area in Lunenburg County. An autopsy confirmed that he had been shot and dismembered. It quickly became apparent that Sion had been brutally murdered, but many questions still remain, namely who killed Sion and why. Kenbridge, Virginia is a small town with a population roughly of 1,100 residents, located approximately 60 miles from Richmond. Kenbridge was once known for being a thriving tobacco farming town. Sion Carroll moved in Kingsbridge just a few months before his murder. So Kingsbridge was known as a tobacco thriving farming town. And our ancestors used to have tobacco farms. Remember, when they came on their boats, they seen our peoples smoking, hunting, and fishing. We had all of that. All of this was ours. A farm, a tobacco farm. As previously mentioned, Sion vanished after leaving his grandparents' house on the evening of November 2nd, 2022. It is unknown where he was going, but he left his bike behind, indicating that he either left on foot or was picked up by an unknown party. Sion never returned home, which immediately raised red flags for his family. He left behind his earbuds, which was very unusual, and he left behind his daily medication. After Sion was reported missing, the family members initially heard more from the local residents than they did from the police, or more theories from the local residents than they did from the police. Neighbors and friends of Sion's grandparents listened in on a local scanner, but it appears that they did not hear any accurate information. In fact, at one point, a neighbor reportedly heard police say that they believed Sion had taken his own life. This was disproved just days later when Sion's body was found, and it is still unclear how police came to that theory. The cell phone location. As also previously stated, Sion's family members eventually decided to use a location-based app to track Sion's cell phone location. Their findings indicated that Sion's phone was last located at a local sex offender's home. Sion's family members decided to visit the man's house themselves to see if he would provide any information about Sion's whereabouts. Prior to this, police had not looked into this man. According to Sion's mother, the police showed up to question this man only after Sion's family had confronted him first. It appears that police still did not gain enough information to search this man's house. When Sion's family questioned this, they were reportedly told that the local police did not have the same manpower that of the big city police department. Sion's mother also said the police tried to come up with other reasons that Sion's phone pinged at that location. Maybe it pinged as someone was making a U-turn in a driveway, or maybe someone tossed it in that location. Neither reason was disproved. However, they seemed less likely, as Sion's phone was never recovered, nor did it ping at any other location after pinging at the sex offender's residence. The offender. The sex offender's name has yet to be publicly revealed, but according to an article on Oxygen.com, the offender was convicted in 2000 for committing aggravated sexual battery against a person under 13 years of age. This was inevitably worrisome to Sion's family members when they learned that Sion's phone had pinged at this man's residence, but police seemed less concerned. Even more noteworthy, WTVR reported that this man's name was scrubbed from the sex offenders registry within days of Sion's body being found. This leads to questions about whether or not a cover-up is happening regarding this man's potential involvement in Sion's case. Finding Sion. Sion's family members have told reporters that they were contacted by Kenbridge Police Chief Ben Barnes on November 12, 2022, in regard to a shallow grave that had been found. Barnes reportedly told the family that he had been found disturbed dirt in a wooded area north of Kenbridge. Upon further investigation, the disturbed dirt turned out to be a shallow grave containing Sion's remains. The remains were located on Seaway, just a few miles away from the sex offender's home where Sion's cell phone had last pinged. There are still questions about how exactly the remains were found. Sion's family said that Chief Barnes claimed to find the gravesite, but this has not been confirmed by the police department. Police also declined to reveal exactly how Sion died, but his family has shared that he was shot, dismembered, and lye was poured on his body. Many have questioned what would motivate someone to kill a teenager in such a violent way. Questions for the police. There are many remaining questions about the investigation into Sion's disappearance and death. Sion's family members never believed he was a runaway, so it is unknown why police were so quick to label him as such. Sion's family feels that the authorities did not take the necessary measures when searching for him. It is unknown if police just stumbled upon Sion's remains or if a tipster led to them in his gravesite. If it was, in fact, a tipster, how did they know where to find Sion? Does this person have any other information about Sion's murder? Both Sion's family members and reporters alike have attempted to come into contact with the police about this, but their calls have gone unanswered. In January of 2023, it was noted that Chief Barnes resigned from his position. At just 26 years old, it's not known why Barnes decided to resign at this point in his career. Many have speculated that he resigned due to Sion's case, but this has not been confirmed. Many have questioned if Sion's case is part of a larger issue of police corruption in the small town of Kenbridge. The police have remained tight-lipped amongst many unusual occurrences, including the sex offender's name being scrubbed from the registry. If the truth about Sion is being covered up, there are potentially other cases that are being covered as well. Theories. The most prominent theory in Sion's case is that the sex offender is responsible for his murder. Some theorize the sex offender alone is guilty, while others theorize that the police are somehow involved in covering it up as well. Other reports state that Sion was suspected of being involved in a shooting in Hennico County prior to his move to Kenbridge. It is not known if this plays a role in his death, but it is certainly plausible. Where the case stands, as of today, Sion Carroll's murder remains unsolved. His family members have vowed to continue to fight for justice. The Virginia State Police are now in charge of investigation. If you have any information that could help solve Sion's murder, please contact authorities at 1434-352-3478.
Of yourself. And that was the last time I talked to him.
Look at that. Beautiful.
We owned property that was formerly owned by my granddad and my father.
You hear that?
Where we standing there, my heritage, and this is where I was born at, on this property also. You know, so we down the road.
Look at all of that land.
The whole farm is like 80-some acres altogether.
80 acres.
This road over here.
And the crazy part is, I just seen a video today where the BlackRock dude, Larry Fink, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's an alien. He is buying up all of the houses.
44% of all single-family home purchases in 2023 were by private equity firms, aka BlackRock. You want to know why you can't buy a house? Because they're being bought up by BlackRock. You want to know why BlackRock is buying them up? Because it's an aspect of you will own nothing. Because they're creating a world in which ownership is impossible, in which every purchase will be on debt, meaning they get to control whether you purchase anything or not. You're not going to own a home, you're not going to own a house, you're not going to own a car, you're not going to own your phone, you might not even own the clothes that you wear, because they're trying to destroy permanence, they're trying to destroy the family structure, they're trying to atomize and dehumanize you so you're more easy to control.
Buying up the rest of the land. And you know these artists, all of them are puppets. They don't even own themselves. So when these artists talk about they buying land and shit, this land is really for New England, Great Britain, and them. These artists are puppets. They don't own shit, not even themselves. Not even themselves. This is why they drugged out. Because these niggas are sucking dick at night before they concert. And then they go home and beat on they fucking women because these niggas are not happy with themselves. Meanwhile, it's men who are still living, who got land, who inherited from indigenous people. And I'm pretty sure they was a part of the Gullah and Geechee Wars, the 100-Year Wars. Our people fought their way out of brutality of these people. And all they did was build a police station. They still got the same badges on them. This is why I don't respect police. I don't give a fuck about them. Because a lot of them are Satanists, Masons. They are jealous fucking demons. Look at all of this beautiful 80 acres of land. Everybody in the family had a house. This was his stepson. He ain't never have his own child. He took him in. And you mean this look.
See, yeah, when they named the road, I told them I want to name it C. Because there's been a lot going on since we left from over here. We started here, and then up there, we don't actually know, what all going on, and nobody's saying nothing.
Some of you might already know where I'm going with this, family. Can you imagine owning 80 acres in 2024 that was passed down on you in a rural area, isolated, in a small town where we'll later elaborate on that once the Ku Klux Klan was heavy associated in?
And guess what? Guess what I did? I asked the dumbass Christian come out of church one day. This is when I was young and I still remember this shit. I asked the dumbass Christian, I said, why are we Christians and the KKK are Christians? And you know what that dumbass Christian did? Looked at me, I don't know. God forgives. Bitch, man.
You just heard from was Richard Seaway. He owns this property, over 80 acres, once a farmland that was passed on from his great-great-grandfather to his son, to his son, to his son, to Mr. Richard. His stepson was one of the...
They killed all the boys in the family. They done killed them. So can the men in DC and Maryland or wherever, can they come down there and help protect this man and his land? Because we know they're going after him next. I would like for the family to reach out to me because if I have people, we can come down there We will move, we will relocate and come down there and protect your damn land. That's what I'm willing to do. I will start a farm and everything. I'm also a healer, so I can help people who needs the help. But it's time for us to come together because we see we are still at war. I need for our men to go down there and to protect these people in their land. I need for y'all to do that. Can y'all do that? He needs our help. This shit was never investigated until another white man decided to be nice one day and investigate this shit, interview them about this. That's why we never heard about this shit. So can we come together and help them? Please, can we come together and help this man?
6 men who was connected and lost their life after questionable circumstances and still remain unsolved to this day. He was hanging from a tree. They ruled it a suicide. 2 years later, a person who's a family member gets found disassembled on the land. Also, the best friend allegedly takes his life on the land because authorities tell the family he wrote a note that he didn't want his mother or father to lose their life, so he took his.
Spoke with Brandon, I think, maybe 2 or 3 times, and his wording and his body language was just really off to me. So I knew that he had known something, and it was almost pretty much like he really wanted to tell me, but he didn't, and he didn't know how.
Brandon carried me and my friend and another friend of ours down to Cowboy house. I told Brandon to tell Cowboy to come. I want to talk to him. He called Cowboy and said some people want to talk to you. And he came. And I got out and I walked around and I looked. I seen some down there were burning. They had been burning trash or something. He came, I went and I opened the hood, the thing on the back of the truck, and looking at it and seen the garden tools, all the garden tools.
And Junior says he doesn't think it's a coincidence that after he spoke to Cowboy, Cowboy was shot. And according to court documents we obtained, we found out that Cowboy was ambushed in a trailer he was staying in on Busy Lane.
Did Brandon help you guys search, or what was his involvement?
No, he wanted to help search. But when he seen all of us up there that Saturday, when we was getting ready to go do the search before they called Chip to the office, to the police office, he said he got scared, he got paranoid, he didn't want to come up there to help. They said too many guys was up there.
It's been reported that one day after Sion's body was found, Brandon killed himself.
I'm trying to figure out
staring at this Dunkin' sausage.
What the fuck? This shit is fucking crazy, man. Imagine just owning all that's your line.
Well, people living in that area said they heard the scanner, and they said someone on the scanner said they were behind Brandon Lee. He was running down Center Street, and that's when he ran into the woods past his house there and committed suicide. We looked for those radio transmissions, but we haven't been able to confirm that actually happened.
They say he left a note and said that he was going in the woods and go to sleep to protect his mom and dad.
Family, I know this was a long intro.
What?
But it's important that you
What
guys
sense do that
understand
make?
I'm trying to give full context in 15 minutes. And I plan on trying to shine as much light on this situation to gain more attention, to hopefully an outcome coming from a higher authorities. So today, we briefly talk about all 6 victims, paying our respects. But most important, family, we look at property and landowners, the aura of this small town in Virginia, and try to put an effort in finding closure in this unfortunate situation that deserves to be national news. So before we go over this one, remember, I won't give you no aim. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Lunenburg County is a county located in the Commonwealth of Virginia with a population of just under 12,000. Lunenburg County was established on May 1st, 1746.
Look at all of that
from
land.
Brunswick County. The county is named for the former Duchy of Brunswick, Lunenburg, in Germany. It is
Look at the
nicknamed the Old
symbols.
Free State because during the buildup of the Civil War, It let Virginia know the county will break off if the state did not join the Confederacy. So even though it was 90 miles from D.C. and less than 50 miles from Virginia State University, it was like it was isolated. And if you grew up in this area, more than likely, your family did too, for generations to come.
Center Street was just a love little spot. We called it the bottom. We came from the bottom, then we at the top. It's just like, it was just so calm and cool down there. Like growing up as a kid, my mom's house right here, cousin house.
That's beautiful.
Cousin house, aunt house, great aunt, uncle, whatever we were doing as kids, it won't never like dangerous or we had to look over our shoulder or skip.
How many people would just love for that? Like this our land, and you know, my cousin house down the street, my other cousin, you know, 2 more houses down, you know, my grandma across. Who is redskin? The term American originally applied to the Aboriginal copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. Webster Dictionary, 1828. So, redskins, copper-colored. And we keep calling ourselves black. Therefore, we're not receiving anything. But see, they're not going to give people stuff that they're trying to get rid of. You see, they made y'all change your Redskins football team. So you went from the Redskins to now the Commanders, the colonizers. That's what they should have called it. New England Patriots. Because they are patriots for New England. They are still here to take over the land so they can implement this one world order, this one world government, and this one world religion where perversion has no limits. You could fuck a child, you could fuck a goat. And as long as we keep on ignoring what's going on, they're going to continue to kill people and then blame it on drugs. This is why they want everybody on drugs, so it could be easier for them to hunt you and kill you. And then boom, he was a lean head. He overdosed off some lean. He overdosed off Percocets. He died that way. Not even knowing that these police is actually out here killing you. Something has to change. No president and no vote is going to fix any of this shit. We know we have to do, but people are too scary. But all the gods y'all believe in are pedophiles. So what are you scared of? What are you afraid of? We are already in hell. We've been in hell since these people came out of caves. What are you afraid of? Mexicans and shit. I had to cuss the bitch out. The other day, I go to Walmart on Friday. I leave out. This white lady out there talk about, Jesus is coming. Would you like a pamphlet? I said, girl, Jesus is bad. And I could have got her too with that white bitch, but she was old. But I said, Jesus is bad. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And I kept walking. And then she gonna say, have you read the Bible? All loud in the parking lot, trying to embarrass me. I said, yeah, bitch, I did Leviticus. Yeah, go read it. I know what the fuck y'all, man, in fact, bitch, in fact, your ancestors came here and took my shit and gave my people the book, bitch. I am the descendant of I'm the seed they cannot kill. And they bringing immigrants here because they want me to procreate with them, to give them humans. They want me to make their humans beautiful. They want me to make their babies strong. They want me to make their bloodline strong. They want me to cancel out my man. So they bringing immigrants all down here. I had to let that white lady know, you was an immigrant yourself. You and your family. Bitch, I don't want to hear about no Jesus. Look up the Society of Jesus, bitch. Look it up. Because then you understand Jesus don't care about nobody. He's a Mason just like this government. I haven't heard a Christian say the God fooled the world. No, the devil fooled the world into playing God. I haven't heard that shit lately. Because it's true. People went out here and got that. People went out here and got that shit. And all this stuff going on. People just dying. But they're not trying to tell people. But that's happening. Then all of a sudden, Jamie Foxx, they tell us he had a stroke. He go from a stroke to... This is where Kenbridge is located. This is the police department. And since it was covered up and not talked about or investigated, I feel like people should call them for it to be opened up and investigated. And people need to go to jail and answer for this. This whole entire police department needs to be shut down because they helped in covering up a murder of numerous indigenous men on our ancestors' old tobacco fields that the government now says we can't even use. We have to have a license to grow our own food. This is a criminal government we have. These people are not here to help. All they want to do is destroy us. And y'all think Trump is about to help y'all with anything? You think Trump is about to be like, oh, we need to go ahead and go back to Poland, New England. We need to go back to all these places and give these people back their land. This is Benjamin Barnes, who resigned in 2023 because he had something to do with Sion being chopped up and murdered and put in a grave and have lye and cement poured over him. He resigned. And the pedophile, I just feel like the pedophile might have been a police officer. You know, his name and shit was scrubbed. He might have been a police because, you know, they protect each other. They protect each other and they look out for each other. And that's what we need to do. So we need to go down there and look out for our peoples. European tribes or Europeans refer to a mixture of Caucasian ethnic groups that are called French, Spanish, Scandinavians, English, Dutch, Italians, Mongolians, Gauls, Barbarians, Franks, Russians, Portuguese, Persians, Bavarians. Meaning they're not us. They are on our land. Disease and diseases are used interchangeably. When the body is not at ease, it is at disease, which means that the spirit, mind, and the body are ill. And we are using the body of the Europeans who try to help us. This is why we are dying and they are thriving. I see more pregnant white women than us, the indigenous. Okay, you guys. So I was editing the video, but then as I was listening to it, I had got to the part where I was talking about diseases and how our bodies are not made like the European bodies. And it brought me to Dr. Jackie because I heard about what was going on with her. See, I be taking breaks, but I still stay up on the current things that's going on. So this lady said that, you know, we have to stop referring to ourselves as black because we see how they feel about black people. Look what they did to indigenous people. They used to find us for calling ourselves what we are. So you are used to calling yourselves black. But guess what? We have young bloods. We have young bloods. We have Thomases. We have Taylors. We have Williams. We have Robertsons. These are our tribes. These are our tribes. Okay? I don't know if Walters is a tribal name. I don't know. But Dr. Jackie has said that black women cry wolf when they're pregnant. So y'all have to understand that when these people go to these schools to learn about the body, they're going based off the European body. They go to learn how to heal them and to kill us, because they are learning based off of the European body. What works for them do not work for us. We do not have to balance ourselves with meat and vegetables. We could live without meat because our protein comes from the vegetables we consume, the sun. Things work differently for us because we are from the earth. We are from the universe. Our body is Aquarius. If you look at all the signs, Aquarius is the only human. So because they define humans as monsters, they are going to make the age of Aquarius look very monstrous, but ones with spiritual eyes can see the tricks that they play, because technology is the religion that these people use. So Dr. Jackie said black women cry wolf, all because we could take pain more. It's not our fault that we are humans and these people are not, and they can't take certain things. But guess what? We don't have the animalistic tendencies and characteristics that these people have. But y'all don't want to talk about that. But y'all want to keep down to us. People, I feel like y'all need to learn how to heal yourself. Do not go to no doctors or hospitals unless it's dealing with something internal that you cannot fix. I had to have brain surgery because these people are poisoning us. And because of how things happen, I feel like they had something to do with it. Because during that time, I was exposed in Pizzagate. And I was chased in a car. And then police was coming to my house. But it's not about that. This is not about that. But I just wanted to put this in there before I finish this video.
These are the people who enslaved our people. These people set up in an area of Kemet and Lower Kemet called Avaris, took over, and were enslaving the Africans for over 200 years until Second Enrei Tao of the 17th dynasty. And it is he who waged war on the battlefield, and his life was lost on the battlefield. And it was his son, Qutmos, who continued the battle until his son, Utmos, who opened up the 18th dynasty. This is a real person, brothers and sisters, who said never again. He was the liberator, the emancipator, who kicked these Hyksos out of our land. This is the real historical account that we've got to start teaching our people, brothers and sisters. So,
it is time to send all of these visitors homes. This is Doja Cat's album cover. And this is the symbol of The Visitor, a show that I was looking at on Tubi TV. And these aliens came down and made it seem like they were trying to help the people, when really they were kidnapping the children, sucking their blood or draining their blood out of space somewhere. So y'all got to go look at this show. It's on Tubi. It's called The Visitors. And they also have one from way back in the day. So this is a remake. So I actually need to go look at the original so I can see what's going on.